of the September 4th, 2024 Fitchburg Conservation Commission, 6:08 p.m. Thank you for your patience while we reset the room from the Finance Committee meeting. The Conservation Commission has 7 members. Members are citizens residing in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. The Commission is appointed by the City Council and serves on a volunteer basis. The Commission collaborates with the residents, businesses, and organizations to facilitate compliance with the 8 interests of the Wetlands Protection Act and the Fitchburg Wetlands Bylaw. Meetings of this Commission are subject to and abide by the open meeting law. If you would like more information about any of these regulations, ask a commissioner or our agent. Thank you for your commitment to the conservation of our natural resources. Thank you for your patience as we navigate this hybrid meeting. The Commission requests that folks wishing to speak approach the podium and speak clearly into the microphone, and remote attendees maintain microphones on mute for their privacy. If you would like to speak, you can use the chat or raise your hand function to alert us of your intentions. Be advised this public meeting is being live streamed and recorded by FATV. If a member of the in-person audience is recording this meeting, this is your opportunity to identify yourself for the public record. Hearing none, I'm going to call the roll. Commissioner Peltier?
Here.
Commissioner Christian is not here. Commissioner Donnelly?
Yeah.
Commissioner Wallace?
Here.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Here.
Commissioner Tantan-Arawat?
Here.
Commissioner Satterfield in attendance. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance now. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. General announcement. The Conservation Commission is always accepting applications for an associate commissioner if anybody's interested in serving the public. If you'd like some more information, you can get in touch with Herlin or one of the commissioners. We'd be happy to talk with you about it. There is a MACC conference coming up in the fall in October. If anybody's interested in attending, let Herlin know. And I wanted to give you a chance to talk about that children's event that you had.
Oh, yeah.
We do fun things, too.
Yeah, it was Commissioner Donnelly and Commissioner Jacobs joined me at the Wildlife Ventures for Children hosted by the Fitchburg Public Schools. It was great. We gave out nature journals. The children and their parents went on a small hike through Cogs Hall, and Mr. Donnelly was there not only representing the Fitchburg Conservation Commission, but Ducks Unlimited. So it was very fun.
Wonderful. Okay, so just as a reminder, the hearing is not going to open without submittal of a complete application that includes abutter notices and payments of all fees and taxes. So first off, under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 13, Section 40, Fitchburg Conservation Commission will open the hearing for notice of intent, Oak Hill Country Club Solar LLC, Solar Array Shea Street. Let's see. Who do we have? Mr. Cleaves speaking to the notice of intent.
And we also have Mr. Richard Kirby, who was our peer reviewer.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Mr. Kirby. Welcome to the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So who do you want to hear from? Mr. Cleaves?
Sure.
The chair recognizes Mr. Cleaves.
Sure, thank you. My name is Anthony Cleaves. I'm with Haley Ward here on behalf of the applicant. This hearing has been continued several times such that the wetland delineation could be peer reviewed. And so as I understand, through multiple site visits with LEC and our wetland consultant various times throughout the year, come up with a consensus on the wetland delineation. We had our survey team go out and locate those wetlands, and then provided a plan, and then that plan also got provided back to LEC, which is what Mr. Kirby referenced in his recent letter, and I'll let Mr. Kirby speak on that, but my understanding is that seemed to concur that the plan accurately reflected the discussions and assessment that was taken on site. So I think at this point, we'll come back to the commission to accept that delineation if they feel fit, that we can continue on with the project.
Thank you, Mr. Cleaves.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Cleaves. I think at this point, so that we don't get a little bit too far ahead of ourselves, we have several new commissioners that will need to be, based on the Mullen Rule, brought up to date with where we are with this project. And we just received this new peer review Thursday, I think it came in. It came in very late on a holiday weekend, so we really have not had an opportunity to review both the review and the new wetland delineation. And I know Ms. Jamie spoke to legal about how we should proceed, but I think I would ask that we would continue this again one more month. By then, we will be all caught up with commissioners being brought up to date and having ample time to review the report that just came through. And Ms. Jamie, if you could explain what legal is recommending, that how we proceed to bring the other commissioners up to date.
Sure. So after speaking with legal with regards to the Mullen Rule, which allows a commissioner to miss one meeting, we realized that it wasn't feasible for us to continue with this project, with this proposed project at hand with the new commissioners. So under her advisement, she suggested that we reset the board specifically for this project, where the applicant would resubmit notice to abutters and we would refile a public legal notice. And then that gives the opportunity to the commissioners who are new to the board to review all said materials. During the next meeting, once we open it, we will have a small review of the proposed project and everybody will be up to date and can vote going forward.
So, Mr. Cleaves, if you're okay with that, that'll also give you an opportunity, because I know you've just taken on this project to get up to date. Then I would like to motion that we, again, continue this meeting until October to get everybody up to speed.
Okay, so I guess the part of that would be, so the next step for us would be, once the commission agrees upon a wetland delineation, we're going to have to redesign the project to coincide with that updated delineation. So there's going to be revised plans that are going to need to be done for that. So we're not going to revise those plans until we know that a wetland delineation is confident with the commission. It doesn't make sense to do that. So we're waiting for that to work out, so then we can move forward in the next step of that project. So if I understand it, we would just resubmit the plans as is, just to kind of reset the table.
Well, if
we notify our butters, because we're not going to redesign the plans until we know which wetlands that we're going to be moving forward on, if that makes sense.
Correct. And then at that point, we will all have had a chance to read Mr. Kirby's report, you included, and so we will ask questions of what the old plan is and how it's impacted by the peer review, and then you will go back and work on whatever revised plans you want to submit.
Right, so basically we're just going to resubmit what was already submitted, knowing that it's going to change, so that we can bring the current commission up to speed.
Correct.
Re-notify abutters, re-advertise, so everything is in order there, and then we basically pick up from where we're leaving off tonight. Assume that the next meeting would be, commission had time to review LEC's letter. Either the next meeting would be, yep, okay, the delineation looks good, we agree with LEC, or we'd like to look at it, further and continue on that path.
Exactly. And the new commissioners will be brought up to speed at that time also with your
I'm
presentation.
sorry, excuse me. I just want to
Chair
clarify.
The chair recognizes Ms. Herlin.
I just want to clarify that it's not a resubmittal. We're just going to notify abutters
Okay.
again and post the public notice. So it's not, you don't have to resubmit anything else. It's a reset of the board.
Okay.
So that they can catch up on the paperwork that's submitted when the original NOI was filed. Because we've
That's
had
even easier.
Oh,
a significant change in commissioners since then.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that clarification. So it's just re-advertising
Yes.
and then a re-notification of butters.
Correct.
We can work with you on that.
Yep.
To do that. Okay, that makes sense. The next question was going to be if we had to refile with DEP, so no. I understand that. That makes sense.
All right, so if we're all in agreement, then my motion stands that we continue to the October meeting.
The chair recognizes Commissioner Donnelly.
Thank you. Not to throw a fly in the ointment, but Madam Chair,
How you doing?
we hired Richard Kirby, LEC Environmental Consultants. His summary concludes, based on his site evaluations and review, they concur with the delineated BVW and boundaries as depicted on the wetlands delineation map. If we're here tonight to accept or reject the delineation, and if that's all that it is, the idea of new candidates, new Conservation Commission members, are we going to refute our hired hands' determination, regardless of the people that are on the board?
But Commissioner Donnelly, we all have not, some of us have not had a chance to review what was submitted to us, so we're not here tonight to move forward.
Are we going to refute our third-party review delineation? And if you suggest that we are,
Well, that's not what we're suggesting.
okay, so if we delay it, in the interest of efficiency moving forward, putting this to rest one way or the other, if we're going to vote on the deal, I don't get the legality and/or the hesitation of accepting our third-party review on the delineation.
Commissioner Donnelly, we have not, this came in very late, so we still have not, whether or not we're going to accept or refute the peer review, we have not had ample time. We have not, and the applicant has not had ample time to review it. The new commissioners have not had ample time to review it. So finally, we're asking this time for a delay for 1 month.
I want to remind everybody that all materials need to be submitted 2 weeks before the meeting so that everyone has ample time to review it, and it doesn't sound like that happened in this case.
There was a little bit of back and forth with what was required from the applicant and what was required from Mr. Kirby, and I think it was just some miscommunication, but yeah,
Okay, so we have a motion on the table.
do you want to let Mr. Kirby speak?
Oh, sure. Mr. Kirby, would you like to speak? Do you have anything?
Hi, good evening. Yes. Yeah, apologies for getting my report in as late as I did, but I turned it around as quickly as I could. I think the revised plans were submitted within that 2-week time frame, but that didn't give me the opportunity to get my report out inside the 2-week time frame. So I got it in as soon as I could.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby.
Sure. In summary, the application was filed last fall. We were out there in the later part of the fall after the leaves have dropped, ground cover plants had subsided, and we began our peer review and with Ms. DePinto and began hanging wetland flags and quickly discovered that the transitional zone between the obvious wetland and the obvious upland was just too broad. The plant community was very near 50-50. There were hydric soils intermittently observed up gradient of the delineated wetland from the notice of intent application. And any drainage patterns and channels were obscured by recently fallen leaves. So that's when we decided we need to wait until we're, in the middle of the growing season in order to effectively review and delineate the wetlands. And so that's what we did. We went out there in June with Ms. DePinto from Three Oaks Environmental, who's representing the applicant, along with a former DEP review analyst, Gary Dolmain, who's retired, but brought a lot of experience to the field. And we basically started from scratch and redelineated the wetlands, as you can see with the side-by-side comparison here. So the summary report basically overviews that, along with some of the vegetation and plant community composition and the soils that we observed during our evaluation. But I, invite the commission to take their time to review our report, review the plans. I think it does make sense from the perspective of the Mullen Rule for the applicant to re-notify abutters and have a new public hearing where the project can be re-presented to the commission. Then we could talk about the peer review. If the commission wants to get to the site and review the delineation, I'm happy to accompany the commission on that effort and take it from there.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby.
Sure.
So we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
Seconded.
Okay. I'm going to call the roll. Commissioner Donnelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarwat?
Aye.
Commissioner Peltier?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace?
Aye.
Did I get everybody? I did get everybody. Oh, chairs. Yes, the chair approved. Aye. And, okay, so it's continued.
Are we able to set up a walkthrough to see the delineation?
It would have to be done after we reset the board in October. For legality purposes, I also wanted to add for Commissioner Donnelly, if today you voted on the peer review, you wouldn't have a quorum because it would only be yourself, Commissioner Jacobs, and our chair, Madam here. So,
Now she tells me.
sorry.
So we'll get a site walk set up for for the October. Get it set up for October. Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. Okay. So moving forward. Got some people leaving. Thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate it. We'll see you in October.
I care about them.
I know. Yeah, and I.
Yeah, no, it's so.
Yeah, I understand that. Put that right there. I get that.
It's a year.
Well, right, you're in town.
Yes, we're continuing.
If I was high and I'd get paid, no problem. But I think it's embarrassing.
Okay, for the next.
Guy gives you his opinion, and
Yep.
he says, screw you.
Okay. So we're going to move forward, and it looks like, where are we here? The applicant for AG Dream Flip, which are the next three hearings on our agenda, has asked for a continuance. So I'm going to open them individually, and then I'm going to ask for a motion to continue, and then we're going to move forward, okay? It was at the applicant request. So under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 13, Section 40, the Fitchburg Conservation Commission will open the hearing for notice of intent, AG Dream Flip LLC, single-family dwelling, Lot 1. Can I have a motion to continue?
Motion to continue?
Before that, sorry, Sean Michael, I have a comment about that. This applicant came before us in June, okay, and presented their plan. And at that time, because we knew we were off in July, they asked for a continuance in August. Now they're asked for a continuance to be here in September. Now they're asking for a continuance again to be here in October. I can tell you that we have had conversations with them through Miss Jamie that there are still questions that were not answered at our original presentation with them, and we have asked them twice to appear to come and respond to those questions. Commissioner Donnelly asked about delineation of the deeds and how those are going to be divided. I have some questions about how that's all going to be set up also, and they have not responded. If they are not prepared to present their project to this board, then it should be withdrawn. And we have no choice at this point to give them till October. But I would do it with a caveat that they are notified in writing that they must appear in October or they will be asked to withdraw their plans.
Is that your motion?
That is my motion. Thank you.
Get all that? Okay. Do we have a second?
Sorry, Sean.
Okay. That's the motion on the table. Do we have a second?
second.
Thank you. Okay, so Commissioner Peltier?
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarwan?
Aye.
Commissioner Sarfield, aye. And then, okay. Under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 13, Section 40, the Fitchburg Conservation Commission will open the hearing for notice of intent, AG Dream Flip, single-family dwelling, Fairmont Street, Lot 2. Do we have a motion?
Motion as the previous Lot 1, again, motion to approve an extension to October, but with a notice to appear.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, all in favor? Commissioner Peltier?
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarwan?
Aye.
Commissioner Sarfield, aye. And so the motion passes to continue. Under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 13, Section 40, the Fitchburg Conservation Commission will open the hearing for notice of intent, AG Dream Flip LLC, single-family dwelling, Fairmont Street, Lot 3. Do I have a motion to continue?
Somebody else can have this one if they want.
We have a motion to continue to the October meeting.
Motion to continue the October meeting with the same conditions as Lot 1 and 2 of Fairmount Street.
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner Peltier?
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarwan?
Aye.
Commissioner Sarfield, aye. And the motion passes, and did you get all that? Okay. Moving forward.
Madam Chair?
Yes,
Any chance of going out of order and knocking off two certificate of compliances before we hear the public hearing notice? One will
I'd be
take
happy to do
considerably
that.
longer than the other.
I'd be happy to do
Thank
that. Mr. Cleaves? Let's see. As we move forward with the certificates of compliance, we've got 155-727 Will Thompson Way, single-family home. Have you inspected these, Harlan?
Yes, so I was on site first on July 26th with Commissioner Donnelly, where we inspected the boulders and the demarcation of the wetlands back there. And then I was on site again yesterday, where they have put signs near the church side. And I feel like both of these projects are in compliance to the best of their abilities. So I would recommend that the commission look forward to issuing these two certificates.
Any comment?
Any comments?
The only comment that I would have is that we make a notation in the certificate of compliance that they are approved with the permanent or perpetual conditions as were previously detailed in the order of condition.
Motion to issue a certificate of compliance with the caveat.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Peltier?
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarawat?
Aye.
Commissioner Satterfield, aye.
Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for moving me up a little bit. Appreciate that.
And we've got another one here, so,
Yeah, 30,
I said both of
39.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 39.
okay. 155-734, Will Thompson Way, single-family home. Can we have do we have a,
Your motion to approve the certificate of compliance to include the certificate with the permanent perpetual conditions as were previously detailed in the order of condition.
Second.
thank you. Commissioner Peltier?
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarawat?
Aye.
Commissioner Satterfield, aye. Motion passes.
Thanks again. I really appreciate
Good
it.
night, Mr. Cleaves.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay. What do we have left? What are you guys here for? Okay, what are you here for? Okay. Let's let Mr. Cleaves get his stuff together. And we'll jump back into our agenda. Come on up, folks.
Madam Chair, I'll excuse myself for this.
The chair recognizes that Commissioner Tantanarawat is recusing himself from this. Because he is the Board of Health food inspector and might possibly be permitting these businesses, so he's respectfully recusing himself. Thank you. Under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 13, Section 40, the Fitchburg Conservation Commission will open the hearing for notice of intent, Fitchburg Management LLC, storage facility 432-504 John Fitch Highway. Okay, before we even get started, just as the chair here, I'm trying to understand, because from an open meeting law standpoint, this says Fitchburg Management LLC, but nothing in the paperwork said anything about Fitchburg Management LLC, so what's going on here? Because that's all we can talk about tonight for the open meeting law.
Okay,
Are you familiar with the open meeting law?
yes. Relative to ownership of the parcel?
Relative to what the commission can discuss tonight, because this is what's on the agenda. But we haven't received anything that I saw in the paperwork that noted Fitchburg Management LLC.
Okay.
Did you submit this paperwork? Why don't you identify yourself?
So,
Identify yourself so the chair can recognize you.
yes, ma'am. Michael Malinowski with Allen and Major Associates. We are the civil engineers for the project.
And Tom Remmers from True Storage and Brady Sullivan Properties.
Okay. The chair recognizes Mr. Malinowski. If you can explain to me where it says in this paperwork that Fitchburg Management LLC, where this is, so that we can, because that's what we're discussing tonight.
I am at a loss, Madam Chair. I'm not sure where Fitchburg Management LLC had come from.
Did you have access to this agenda as it was posted?
It was not sent to us. I actually downloaded it just before we came to the meeting, ma'am.
So on your NOI, there's the list, Fitchburg Management.
Madam Chair, I would also add that
There's multiple.
Fitchburg Management LLC, we're not sure where that is, but in addition, the notice of intent
does have that.
is actually, the applicant is listed as True Storage LLC, but in the narrative, it talks about the property is actually owned and is deeded by GFB Fitchburg, Clay Pond Fitchburg. So, Mr. Malinowski, we're just trying to figure out who are we dealing with here?
They're all a subsidiary of Brady Sullivan Properties.
Well, that's a new one.
Yes. So they own they own many sites under the self-storage.
There's also different partnerships, so there's different percentages of ownership, so that's why there's multiple different entities and LLCs.
But as it pertains to this meeting, this hearing right now, it's only open to discuss Fitchburg Management LLC. But Fitchburg Management LLC is not in this document that you submitted.
It is. It's on the notice of intent, WP 3, under the fees. It's listed there.
So the application says, the applicant, Chris Lewis, True Storage LLC. This application was submitted by Chris Lewis, True Storage LLC. However, and that's awesome, but right now we have a notice of intent, Fitchburg Management LLC, that's posted here on the agenda, which according to the open meeting law is what we can discuss.
Okay.
This paperwork doesn't, this applicant is True Storage LLC, Chris Lewis.
We can provide a letter with all of the LLCs that are associated with this, if that's...
Well, that would be an addendum to the notice of intent, I think. I mean, we can go on. There was a lot missing in this thing.
Well, and I
But
appreciate
as it
that,
pertains
Madam
to
Chair,
that-
but this is the first time that we're hearing of any deficiencies relative to this. We have not received any comments from either the commission, other than what we had received during our site work that we've addressed. Once we had submitted this, we have not received any review comments from DPW, Conservation, or anybody. I actually have, Tom had checked the Open Gov, and there had been no notifications there as well. So I'm not sure where comments are going or where they're being sent to, but our office has not received any comments relative to an issue with the LLC notice. This is the first we're hearing of it.
Well, Madam Chair, comments would not have been issued to an applicant until the hearing was open. And so we're now trying to determine whether or not we can open a hearing
Well, the
and
hearing's
have
open.
conversation.
The hearing's open, but what we're discussing right now is Fitchburg Management LLC, storage facility, 432504 John Fitch Highway. But this notice of intent that was submitted says Chris Lewis, the applicant is Chris Lewis, True Storage LLC. So, out of respect for the open meeting law, which is, as I stated in the beginning, at the very core of what we have to do is respect that open meeting law and respect transparency as it relates to the public. I'm just trying to understand, like, we haven't even moved past that. We can't move past anything because what we're talking about in this agenda is Fitchburg Management LLC. So there are some issues here that need to be addressed. But right now, all that we can talk about is what is on this agenda, and it's Fitchburg Management LLC, but we don't have anything related. I looked through these notes at length to try and come up with a way to justify discussing this tonight, but there is no way because we would be in violation of the open meeting law, which would be a huge action of mistrust of the public and their ability to trust us, basically.
I appreciate that. If there's additional comments that the commission has for us, we'd be happy to take a look at that. If for whatever reason we can't open the meeting, I would say let's continue it, and we will provide documentation that cleans up the LLCs that are listed. It's unfortunate that we got to this point that we were unaware that there was issues with the packet.
Well, it looks like Harlan sent you an email on August 26th, I think is what it said, that had all the information in it.
Not with
Not
comments.
relative to that. There was
There's
some
no
parts and
comments. She
pieces.
sent you the agenda. We're just dealing with the agenda right now.
Yes, and we got the agenda, and I was unaware that there was an issue with the LLCs that are listed, the listing of the name on the packet, and relative to that. So that is news to us. We will definitely correct it. If we cannot open the hearing, then I guess we cannot move past that at this point.
Well, the hearing's open, okay? The hearing is open, but what we can
But if
discuss is
if there's
Fitchburg
really,
Management
if there's nothing to
LLC.
talk about, then I guess we would request the continuance to address that so that we can thoroughly bring the rest of the board up to speed.
Were there any other items that you mentioned that there were issues with the submission that we can be noted and, correct for
Could I make a suggestion?
moving forward?
Would I be able to make a suggestion? Would it be possible for the commission to entertain the developer and applicant providing us with a letter and maybe some refiling of the notices to abutters with the correct applicant name between now and the next meeting so that we can kind of move ahead? I would be okay with that as the agent if at their cost, they would notify all abutters with new notices with the correct filing name, because the Fitchburg Management LLC is on the checks and that's it, nothing else.
But right. And so I would say that what we're technically looking for is our orders of condition, and I think, as you know, are written to the property owner. And the deed that's on file in the Worcester County Register of Deeds right now is deeded as GFB Fitchburg Clay Pond Fitchburg. That is really who needs to be identified as the property owner and the applicant. Now, if there are LLCs that are attached to that, then you'll need to explain that. So when we see checks and we see True Storage, we know how that all fits in the hierarchy. But if we proceed with this plan or any order of condition, it needs to be written to the deed, the property owner, which right now at the Registry of Deeds is GFB Fitchburg.
And that is fine. We sort of kept the same. True Storage LLC was the one that we had used for going through planning board. It's been the same sort of procedure. It's been the same. Fitchburg Management has been the one that's cutting checks. There was never, we weren't made aware of any issues with that when we went through the planning board.
Okay, so Mr. Malinowski, excuse me for interrupting.
Yeah.
But it is not necessarily that you have to be, we've heard this several times now, we were not aware, we were not aware, we were not aware. Let me remind you, it is the applicant's responsibility to understand how to apply, what to apply for, and how to do it. We can help you walk through that, but the fact that it wasn't done properly is not because you were not notified. That burden falls on the applicant. And there's,
We were under
you
the,
work with
with
wetlands
all due
all the
respect,
time.
ma'am, we were under the impression that we were following it correctly. We were informed tonight that we were not. So that's the issue, okay? There's multiple LLCs. We've gone through planning board. We have planning board approval. We went through the same process of notification that we followed with planning board. We were not told that there was anything wrong with that process. I'm being told now that there is.
But
Okay?
your planning board order is written to GHB Fitchburg,
They are.
not
but
Fitchburg Management.
True Storage was on our
True
application.
Storage is on there also.
And the checks come from Fitchburg Management.
Okay, but we're not the planning board.
I understand that, ma'am.
Okay.
But to accuse me of not understanding, we followed the same procedures going through a municipal board already and received approvals. I'm being told now that that process is different for conservation. We will address that. I take offense that you're telling me that I don't know how to do my job. This is the second time you've done it, and I take offense to it, and I
You
apologize.
didn't do it right in the first place, right?
Okay, I'm going to step in right now. And
Why don't we-
Let's be
Mr.
correct on
Rems,
that, right? You chose to go ahead, do the project without doing the proper things, probably knowing, willing to pay the fines, maybe?
No, and it was a if you look at the approvals that we received from Planning Board, they had 2.5 years to do the pavement work, okay? Unfortunately, there was a lack of communication between the ownership who was moving forward doing the renovations. We weren't made aware of them moving forward to the outside work. It was a simple misunderstanding, miscommunication, and we're here, okay? We're trying to go through and follow the procedures to get this approved, okay? We're being told now at a public forum that the process that we had followed before wasn't correct, okay? So we're here to correct that. I
Mr.
think before
Malinowski,
we...
just to interrupt you
Yeah.
now, I'm telling you that as the chair, it's my job to run this meeting, and part of this meeting has to be compliant with the open meeting law.
And I understand
as
that.
it stands, this says, this says notice of intent, Fitchburg Management LLC, storage facility 432504 John Fitch Highway. But the paperwork that was submitted to us the applicant is not Fitchburg Management LLC storage facility. And so in the interest of the public good, I'm just reminding you that we cannot be in violation of the open meeting law.
I understand that.
Now, all this other stuff is background. I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to just remind everybody, once again, my job as chair is to run this meeting and stay compliant with all of the regulations that we have to be compliant with, okay?
Yes.
And we're happy to work with you in this regard. Mr. Rems, I'd be happy to talk with you after the meeting about some of the what I'm not seeing in the notice of intent that we generally see. And I'll be honest with you, in the 10 years that I've been on this commission, I've never seen this. So we are happy to work with you to facilitate compliance. That is exactly what I said in the beginning, and that's what we do here. But we can't have a discussion that is in violation of the open meeting law. You saw all the people that were here.
No,
There's
I
people
understand
at
that.
home watching us, and I'm happy to talk with you about what I would like to see in this. I'm just one commissioner, but at the end of the day, it's my job to run this meeting and stay compliant.
So as of right now, we're looking to motion to continue with
Yes.
the proper hierarchy of the LLCs,
Well,
and
we need to
notice to a-
continue. We
and
can't
notice to a-
discuss this today.
but we're looking for a notice to abutters, a new notice. with the-
My suggestion was, would the commissioners entertain continuing the meeting today with the approval of mitigation of the correction of the filing, so that abutters can be re-notified and a new public notice with the correct applicant name could be submitted. If the applicant agrees to do that in the next week, so that they can go out for the October meeting, would the commission entertain continuing the meeting tonight?
Yes.
I just
with-
want to
with
make
that, and-
everybody aware that there is an open enforcement order on this project with a cease and desist of work.
And just to clarify, what we're looking for to be the applicant on the notice of intent is what's on the deed, which would then be GBH Fitchburg, Clay Pond, Fitchburg, because that's what's on the deed. That's where our orders, just so that you have the correct marching orders as to where to go. Now, it would be helpful if you do provide, Ms. Jamie, with
We'll
the
provide a breakdown.
LLCs, so we know
Here's
who
all
are
the
partners.
LLCs associated, here's the umbrella, and
Exactly, exactly.
we can provide that.
But
Now,
everything that we do is associated with what's on the deed, and the deed is GFB Fitchburg Clay Pond.
Yep.
That's what should be the applicant. Correct, everyone? Is that agreed?
Okay, can I
Chair, is
have
that okay?
a motion to continue? I mean, we've already had too much discussion on something that we shouldn't have been.
Gentleman would like his last word.
Can I discuss, speaking, you did mention the cease and desist for additional work for the exterior. We do still have work ongoing on the interior. I know we already did lift the option for the certificate of occupancy for the Army-Navy recruitment office, but Mill City Brewery is also looking for a certificate of occupancy, and their work is essentially completed. Is it able to lift that cease and desist, but any further permits or certificate of occupancies on hold until there's these issues have been resolved?
Madam Chair, at that point, I would say, Mr. Reams, that is definitely well within the 200-foot buffer. Part of what the reasoning with the recruitment center is technically they're out of the 200-foot buffer. If you look at the plans and the 200-foot, it goes right through the middle of Mill City. And without having proper documentation and a current notice of intent, I would not support issuing an occupancy permit or advising because we don't issue that, advising building to issue an occupancy permit until we at least have a correct notice of intent in front of us. I'm sorry that they're ready to go, but we are not.
May I speak? Because I'm here on behalf of Mill City Public. I have spent a tremendous amount of money. Yes, Madam Chair. You were going to say something. Go ahead. You can interrupt me.
The chair has not recognized you. And once again, we are not, under the open meeting laws, able to discuss this in this forum.
You're discussing it right now.
I'm telling everybody.
Now that you're not going to issue an occupancy permit, so it's being discussed. So I want to speak on
I'm
behalf of my
reminding
business,
everybody
ma'am.
that this is not something we should be discussing, and I need a motion to continue this until we have the proper information. Like,
Motion to continue?
Second?
we'll be right with you, sir, okay? We have a motion on the table and a second. Commissioner Peltier?
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly?
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Aye.
And Commissioner Satterfield, aye. So the motion is to continue to the October meeting pending changes in the publicly posted information that is on this. Okay. And I think after the meeting, we can discuss this when we're not in the public forum. And that would be the time that we can discuss it. So we're going to get through the rest of the meeting, and then we can discuss your issues. I'd be happy to listen to you. Okay?
Wonderful.
Thank you for your time. So moving forward.
Gentlemen, if you can remain for a few minutes, then.
Yes, we'd like you to remain. We'd like to talk to you.
Oh, yes, yeah.
We cannot discuss this in
Do
the
you want
public.
to stay here or move back over
You
there?
can do whatever you feel.
Let's move back.
So moving forward, we did our certificates of compliance. We've got minutes. Can I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes to the regular meeting of the September 6, 2023? Minutes for September 6, 2023.
Motion to approve the minutes, September 6, 2023.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of accepting these minutes, Commissioner Peltier,
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace,
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarwat,
Aye.
Commissioner Satterfield, aye. And now we need a motion and second to adjourn the regular meeting of the September 9, 2024 Fitchburg Conservation Commission. Did you have something you wanted to?
Chapter 61A.
Oh, yes. It wasn't on the agenda, but I sent it. Did you get your package?
From earlier.
I did.
Okay.
It wasn't on the agenda.
It wasn't on the agenda, but it was on the package because it came in very late. I still wanted to make you guys aware of it. We don't have to discuss it. But there is a property being sold, Chapter 61 on Sheldon, Alpine Road. I apologize for getting the address incorrect. And I just wanted you guys to skim over it. We have the right of first refusal for this, so if anybody has any comments, concerns, I can forward them to legal.
So because it wasn't on the agenda, we'll just have you discuss it with her, Lynn, outside of the,
Yes?
Okay.
outside of the meeting. And we have a motion and a second to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner Peltier,
Aye.
Commissioner Donnelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Wallace,
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Aye.
Commissioner Tantanarwat.
Aye.
Chair approves. Thank you very much, everybody.